Have you ever looked at a plastic bottle and just seen trash? Well, one woman looked at that same bottle and saw a billion-dollar opportunity. This is the incredible story of Zhang Yin, a woman who went from being the daughter of a soldier to the queen of recycled paper, building a global empire from what others threw away. It's a tale of vision, grit, and turning trash into treasure. Zhang Yin was born in 1957 in a small town in northeast China. Her family wasn't wealthy. Her father was a soldier, and life was simple, even tough at times. After graduating with a degree in accounting, she worked a few different jobs, but she always felt a pull towards something bigger. She had an entrepreneurial spirit that just couldn't be contained by a regular 9-to-5. In the 1980s, China was opening up, and opportunities were everywhere for those brave enough to seize them. Zhang Yin saw one where nobody else did. In the piles of waste paper that were being discarded all across the developed world. In 1985, with just $3,800 to her name, she moved to Hong Kong to start a paper trading company. Her idea was simple, but brilliant. At the time, countries like the United States were producing massive amounts of waste paper, and it was costly for them to process it all. Meanwhile, China's manufacturing boom was creating a huge demand for paper products, especially for packaging to ship goods all over the world. But China lacked the raw materials, like wood pulp, to produce enough paper on its own. Zhang Yin saw how to connect these two dots. She decided she would buy cheap waste paper from the US, ship it to China, and sell it to paper mills there. It was a classic case of finding a need and filling it. But it wasn't easy. The recycling industry was a tough, male-dominated world, and she was an outsider. People tried to cheat her. One of her first challenges was dealing with suppliers who would hide wet or worthless trash in the middle of paper bales to increase their weight and trick buyers. This was a common problem. Instead of accepting it, Zhang Yin insisted on quality. She developed a reputation for being strict, for personally inspecting shipments, and for refusing to pay for low-quality materials. She believed that to build a sustainable business, you had to start with a good product, even if that product was recycled paper. Her motto was, "If it's garbage in, it's garbage out." This commitment to quality earned her respect, and eventually the trust of both her suppliers in the US and her customers in China. By the early 1990s, her trading business was thriving. But Zhang Yin wasn't satisfied with just being a middleman. She had a much bigger vision. She wanted to control the entire supply chain. So, in 1990, she and her husband moved to America and established a company called America Chungnam. This company became the sourcing arm of her operation, collecting and shipping waste paper directly from the source. This move was a game changer. It allowed her to cut out the middlemen in the US, control the quality of the paper from the very beginning, and ensure a steady, reliable supply for the growing Chinese market. For several years, America Chungnam became the #1 American exporter of goods to China by volume, shipping millions of tons of waste paper across the Pacific each year. Imagine that for a second. While everyone else was focused on shipping high-tech electronics and other fancy goods from China to the US, Zhang Yin was sending back ships filled with what Americans considered trash. It was a reverse flow of goods that was pure genius. She was essentially turning America's consumption habits into China's raw material powerhouse. With her supply chain firmly established, she was ready for the next, most ambitious step. In 1995, she returned to China and founded Nine Dragons Paper Holdings. This wasn't just a trading company, this was a massive manufacturing operation. She invested millions into building her own state-of-the-art paper mills. Now, instead of just selling the raw waste paper to other mills, she could process it herself, turning it into high-quality containerboard, the stiff, sturdy paper used to make cardboard boxes. This vertical integration was the final piece of the puzzle. She now controlled the entire process, from collecting a discarded newspaper on a street in Los Angeles to producing the cardboard box that would ship a new smartphone from a factory in Shenzhen. The timing was perfect. China's entry into the World Trade Organization in 2001 supercharged its export economy, and the demand for cardboard boxes exploded. Every product that was made in China needed a box to be shipped in, and Nine Dragons Paper was there to supply them. The company grew at an astronomical rate. Zhang Yin took Nine Dragons paper public on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange in 2006, and the response was overwhelming. The stock soared, and overnight, Zhang Yin became not just a billionaire, but at the time, the wealthiest self-made woman in the world. Her story is remarkable not just for the wealth she created, but for how she created it. She built her empire on the principle of sustainability long before it was a popular buzzword. She understood that resources are finite and that one person's waste could be another's raw material. Her business model is a perfect example of a circular economy. By recycling paper, Nine Dragons saves millions of trees each year, reduces landfill waste, and uses significantly less water and energy than producing paper from virgin pulp. She proved that you can do well by doing good, that environmental responsibility and immense profitability can go hand in hand. Of course, her journey wasn't without its controversies. Like any massive industrial operation, her company faced scrutiny over labor practices and environmental standards. But Zhang Yin consistently worked to improve conditions and invested heavily in technology to make her mills cleaner and more efficient. She's always been a pragmatist, focused on solving problems and moving forward. She once said, "For me, paper is a forest. Old paper is a forest that has been logged. We are just planting new trees." It's a powerful way to look at recycling. So, what can we learn from the Queen of Trash? First, opportunity is everywhere, often in the most unlikely of places. While others saw waste, Zhang Yin saw value. It's about looking at the world with fresh eyes and questioning the status quo. Second, integrity is your greatest asset. Her early insistence on quality, even when it was difficult, laid the foundation for her entire empire. Trust is hard to build and easy to lose. Third, think big, but be willing to start small. She started with a few $1,000s and a simple idea, then relentlessly built upon it, piece by piece, until she had a global enterprise. Finally, her story is a testament to the power of sustainability. She demonstrated that building a business that respects the planet isn't just a feel-good gesture. It's one of the smartest business models of the 21st century. From a humble start to becoming a titan of industry, Zhang Yin's life shows that with a clear vision, unwavering determination, and a simple, smart idea, you can change the world, or at least change how the world thinks about its trash. The next time you toss a piece of paper or a cardboard box into the recycling bin, remember the incredible journey it might be about to take, and the woman who built a billion-dollar empire by seeing the forest in the waste. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as inspiring as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about incredible people changing our world. See you in the next video.